Yep. Okay, so here's what I've got. I took this thing outside today and washed it down and got an amazing amount of junk and crap off of it. Got different colors, different, got a little, some sags here. What I'm going to do next is wet sand this so that it is nice and rough, and it's got, a surface rough enough where I can then primer seal it. Oh, my light is on. And I got a couple things here to kind of smooth out. You can kind of see in here. Primer sealer should. I've got the high build stuff, so that'll overcome that. The rest of it, I've done a lot of body work to this thing, so I should be okay. I really, I need to check the fit of this thing against my my fenders and my door and the shut face panel. I had to do some major surgery on that one over there, so I'm hoping that's primer. I'm hoping that I don't have to redo this thing. I was very careful about measuring it. There's not a whole lot of, look at there. Up in there, there's what, 1/4 of an inch? So I may have to do some surgery after all. I effing hope not. God, I hope not. And then I'll just take note of all the things that have to get done, that come up, that, I forgot, and that kind of thing. Yeah, see, this is an example of why I want to wet sand. These little nubs right here. That one, this one, and to give a nice rough surface for the primer sealer to hang on to. That was rust. You can see kind of where I missed some spots where I didn't get it watered down. And up in there too. So I'll be spending some extra time up in here, getting the the engine bay really pretty, or at least nice and smooth, so it'll look pretty later. So here we go. That's it for now, and actually I'll show you what I'm using. So I have a couple of. I've got some 220 grit. I've got some 320 grit, which is probably as far as I'll go. I think this is 600. Yeah. So in a prior video, I showed how one of my sandpaper bits had kind of uploaded or loaded up with stuff that gets dang well sanded down. All I plan to do is get this wet. And this is just an example. I'm actually going to use a surfacer to put against this. I've got a round pad. And again, all I'm doing is making this rough enough for, see, then there's that, which is no big deal. All of this will come right off with the next bit of water. And yeah, so you see where I've gone through. Here's a good example of a low spot versus a high spot. I've gone down to a layer of Bondo, a layer of, that's almost bare metal, so I'll need to prime that up again. You can kind of see my reflection in there. Again, I'm not looking to make this nice and perfect. I'm looking to make this rough enough where I can put the next layer of stuff. So here we go. And this is why I put all the plastic down. I don't care if I make a mess. So here we go. Okay. I have put down a coat of epoxy primer after I had more or less evened out the a layer beneath it, mainly because I'd kind of gone through the bare metal in some spots, and I didn't want to get flash rust. So I had a couple of cases actually of flash rust that I cleaned up and redid. And you can hear my feet kind of sticking to the plastic on the floor. This is how it looks. So I see a couple spots here, right there in the center of the light, where I may need to do some work. If I can't get high build primer to take care of that. That didn't look too bad. Actually, here's what I'm using for epoxy primer. It's Eastwood stuff. This stuff goes on really nicely. Really nicely, actually. That's a 1-to-1 with that. Here's what I'll be using for my high build primer, my sealer. I'm gonna need more of that. If I'm doing my car plus the fenders plus yada yada yada, so I may need to get more. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Some ugly work in there after I did some welding to weld that parcel shelf, the intake cowl vent thing, but I'm not going to worry about that now, especially now. So I'm pleased to see that I had no runs or drips. Actually, I had one drip. That's not it. I had a drip over here. I'll have to sand that out, but overall, not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh yeah, some filling in there to do. And I redid the trunk in black. When I go to paint this thing, I had an issue when I painted my Fiat. I went from low VOC to, actually, from solvent-based to water-based paint. And in theory, it was the same color. And I had a color differential when I had to do my hood. So I don't know if I mixed the stuff wrong or what the hell, but so I plan to paint my trunk when I paint this thing. I'm going to paint it red, but I'll paint the trunk and the engine bay, and I'll let that cure before I ever go on to the rest of the body. After it cures and it's all done and nice and pretty, I will then put plastic over it and through it so that I don't. I'll seal it off basically, so that when I paint the rest of the car, I don't get paint inside the trunk. Overspray, which means I've got to, clear up those holes, tape them up. I've got some very weak painter's tape that'll do the job just nicely. And I will forever and anon find issues that I'd like to fix, probably will fix, may fix, on and on and on. So I got a few things. I got a small list of things I've put together for myself. Also, I had a concern about the distance between that door and its different jambs, the A pillar and B pillar on both sides. I had an issue where I had to do some rework on the left side, and I've got 30 inches side to side, up and down, up and around and on, etc. I got the same distance between the A pillar and B pillar on the right side. So I'll test fit. That looks pretty good. I'll test fit a door on this side. Yeah, there's a little bit of extra that I didn't want to do, but it'll go away. It'll cure and then I'll sand it out. But anyway, so yeah, I've got a concern that my distance between the A pillar and B pillar on the right side is not good enough, but I'll find that out here soon. I hope to Christ I don't have any surgery to do, as it were. So I think that is it. Need a bolt for that. And I think I'm missing a captive nut. Oh wow, look. Here's my only drip. If I can... There we go. There, right there. That'd be really easy to get out too. No, better not. Don't do it. Don't do it. I've also done the intake. Cowling intake. That red is the color of my shirt that's reflecting off. See, as you can see, it's my hand moving up and down. Same thing there. And not too bad. Not too bad. Yep. Cool. All right, so this is my my trunk lid, obviously. What do you call it? The bonnet or the boot? I don't know. I've got the first layer of that that polyester. What do you call it? Seam sealer, not seam sealer. Primer sealer. Thank you. On this thing. I also have this first coat on my hood, and it looks pretty goddamn good. I realize it looks a little bit, fussy there, but I'll get the second coat on, and yeah, talk about some orange peel. I'll get the second coat on, and a lot of that'll go away. This stuff's going on almost like, not icing, but God, is it going on nicely. Oh, look at that. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Just a little bit of a dip. God damn it. Oh well, too late now. Yeah. But boy, this stuff's going on nicely. I've got about 10 more minutes before I can put the second coat on both of these, and I'm not unhappy at all. I've got both garage doors open. This one's sort of, and I'm letting my my body tub kind of bake out a little bit. Guess I could turn it around and get the other side too, but you know, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna let this stuff cure for a good week or so, maybe less, just to kind of get rid of any what do you call it, solvents or whatnot. I want to avoid shrinkage, as it were. I'm thinking of Seinfeld. It's shrinkage. And there you go. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. A couple more coats of primer, and I'll let these sort of sit for a while, and then I'll get into doors and everything else. So there you go. I'm a little bit nervous actually about the fenders and doors. Hopefully I've done good enough on the prep to have a good product. Guess we'll see. Pretty much done for the night. I've cleaned up my my gun and taken it apart and so forth. I thought I'd just show why it's important to have a sifter. You can see the junk and the crap that came out of, where is it? That stuff. Bless its heart. Yeah, so I've actually gone through two of these. The other one's in the trash there. So I'm done for the night, and I have a problem. That and that. God damn it. So I'm going to let this dry thoroughly. A little bit there too. Let that dry thoroughly and decide what to do from there. I'll probably just use some filler, and god damn, there's some there too. Obviously I've got something on the substrate that I painted. Let's see, is there anything here? I don't think so. No. Nothing wrong with this. Now you can see, maybe you can't, a little bit of orange peel there, and I'll have that taken care of with a little bit of wet sanding, and boy, this stuff cures fast. A little bit of wet sanding, or I know people don't like wet sanding, I don't give a shit. Wet sanding, and oh yeah, there's that ridge, and Nice, even surface there. Yeah. Let's see, did I close in these holes? No? Well, that's good. Kind of, I did in a couple spots, but this stuff will go on really nicely on this in another week or so. I'm pretty excited, and that's nice stuff to work with. It goes on thick.